When I was in my 20s, I heard a rabbi talking to a group of young people, and he was talking about love. And he was saying, you think you understand what love is about? You only begin to understand about love after you've been in a relationship for at least 5 to 10 years. Love is not infatuation. He said, you realize love is about the daily small sacrifices that you make for each other to make a relationship happen. And so this week in our Torah portion, we hear all about the sacrifices that were made in the ancient tabernacle and in the temple for 1,000 years by the Israelites. Right? This is how the ancients prayed. They gave animals up in the temple. We can imagine that not only did they give the animals up, but they also had wishes that they had of them, just like we do. They would bring a better health for a relative who was sick, or it would help their family through a financial situation, or for a couple that they love to bear children. Now, we think that the sacrifices were all about getting what we want, just like what prayer, how we sometimes do prayer. But actually it was more the opposite. It was about giving something that was very precious to them, already precious, right? In their reality, thousands of years ago, an animal that they'd raised, and giving that up to God. And the word for sacrifice in Hebrew, korban, is very close to the word for close, karov. It comes from the same root. That's because what it was really about was they gave this sacrifice and it brought them closeness to God, to the universe. And in fact, it was, instead of a way of asking for something, it was about the opposite. It was about surrendering and giving over something that was precious to them. And it was not even transactional. You couldn't be sure that in response you would get God's closeness. It was aspirational. And the truth is, this is also how all of our relationships work, with our partners, but all our real relationships. We only learn this as we've walked in the world for a little bit of time. That's by giving up what we want, what's precious to us, our own needs, that we often come closer to another person, by giving over to them what is best for the relationship. And then when we sacrifice our own strong needs and opinions and ideas and ways of doing and being and accept another. And this is where we hear of spouses who, after decades of marriage, spend years looking after their beloved spouse through extended illness and caretaking, or others who, at the end of their life, push themselves to stay around for their beloved spouse because their spouse could not be without them. And obviously, we do it for children, but sacrifice is the deepest currency of relationship, and that's what really allows the bond to grow, to flourish, to deepen, to bring well-being and gratitude. In the end, it's the same with our relationship with God. What are we willing to give over for our relationship to God? God doesn't desire any object, but does desire that we take on some of His or her attributes and ways, helping those who are in need, clothing the naked, comforting the bereaved, and also for us to sacrifice the animal within all of us, our selfishness, our egos, and to really give time and love without thought of return, but also knowing that we will receive a love and a joy back that is infinitely more precious, deep, and full. Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom.